listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Let's get it.
What?
At Tanagra When the Walls Fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you yet another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always. Jason is here with me in the Daffy Down studios. Go to daffydown.com, get the best duck gear this side of Mississippi, or maybe either side of Mississippi. I don't know. But Jesse's here doing what he does.
All nicked up and bricked up, baby.
Nicked up and bricked up. And Preston is on the I'm sorry, I just got kerfuffled by the nicked up and bricked up, and I thought, is that dirty? Probably is.
Well, I know what nick up is. What's brick up?
I don't know. It rhymes.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
I thought you were constipated.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of always constipated, so.
I heard you lay bricks at the YMCA. You're the czar of information, Preston, and Stella is on the ones and zeros, and with or without Stella, the show, Stella makes the show happen. I wrote a poem the other day. I was at Panera, and I had headphones on.
Yeah.
It was the day that you saw me at Panera,
Yeah.
and I was listening to stuff really loud, and I realized I had been there for like 6 hours working, and I realized I had my headphones on really loud, and I just leaned over and farted. And I have no idea how loud it was. I was completely
You're in a zone.
I was in my zone.
Yeah.
You know, like I was sitting in my office, basically.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw some people look around, and I thought, I'll bet that was loud.
Did it feel loud?
It felt loud. It did. It felt loud. You can't always tell.
No?
You can't always tell.
No.
So I'm hoping. But so after I did that, I wrote a poem, an ode to farts, as it were.
Yeah.
It says, I like to fart. I think it's funny. You may think me quite the child for viewing life this way. Call me immature if you like. Then I'll just call you gay. It's pretty good, isn't it? Because I'm immature.
No, I get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I love the image of. I mean, just not even. You're in the zone, and
I was like,
yeah.
that might not have been a good decision.
Yeah. I had the noise cancellation on.
It was like I think it was 80s synthwave is what I was listening to. Like, and I just so anyway, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Life is short. Fart loud. I don't know. Jason, what do you want to talk about today? Do we have any?
So Giblets, I don't even have to. He knows we record every
He
Thursday.
knows. He
brings
gets
it.
the deal.
He said,
He
"What
gets
is the
it.
worst buy one get one free sale of all time?"
What a random specific question.
I know. I like it.
What is the worst?
I think combination.
Buy one get one sale.
Yeah, like
of
what's
all
the
time.
worst combination that you could think of?
Like you buy a thing and you get another of that
Yes.
thing. Maybe a coffin.
Listen, that would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually not a bad one.
Buy one get one for a coffin.
Buy one, get one free.
Because sometimes you
both
want to.
go.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's the thing that came to mind immediately. I'm just thinking of something
Well,
that you do want to buy, but that you don't really
I
care
kind
about.
of feel like a dog.
Oh, that's
Like
a bad one.
when you're in for one, and all of a sudden you come home with two.
Yeah.
That's no
and I've
good.
done that before.
Listen, my sister did that, and those two were siblings, and they had 10 puppies together.
Oh gosh.
And then we got one on top of already having a dog.
Yeah. What else? You got anything else?
It's like something that you really only need one of.
Yeah.
Is kind of what I'm thinking.
Jesse?
Crutches, no. Wheelchair, no. I don't know. There's something funny there, but I'll just
Yeah.
go with coffin.
Okay, that's good. He's got one more. And we've done similar to this, but this is not exactly. I think it's worded a little bit different. Mount Rushmore of people mentioned in the Bible. Now, I think this is different. I don't think this is Mount Rushmore of people in the Bible.
Okay.
I think mentioned.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Are there people in the Bible that are not in the Bible but that were mentioned?
Well, like I'm sure there is.
I mean, I think if you're mentioned in the Bible, you're in the Bible.
Yeah, but if you're not a main character,
Okay.
it's like so like when Paul said, "Oh, greetings to Cypher-Dias."
Yeah, okay. I remember Cypher Diaz.
Yeah. You're the Bible scholar.
Listen, Tychicus, I don't know, Caesar
Heteronymous?
Augustus.
Yeah.
How's that for you?
What were the ladies that housed Paul with the tents?
Well, it was a married couple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was
Aquila and Priscilla.
Aquila and Priscilla.
yeah.
But they're Bible characters.
it? They're mentioned.
Okay. I don't love this question by Giblets. I don't know how to answer it.
I don't know how to answer
Peter,
it.
Paul, and Mary.
Okay. That's it from the X.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
I
that's
did
fine.
not put it
It's
out there.
fine. No
I mean,
big
I have
deal.
more stuff.
No big deal. I got stuff to talk about.
Where do you fall on automatic toilet flushing?
Hate it.
I hate it.
Hate it.
Preston?
There's moments where it's nice, but as soon as you shift a little bit, it flushes. And
I
it's
hate
not-
that.
I
it's
don't
not
like it
shit.
when it flushes
When you're
and
not
then
ready.
it splashes up at me.
See, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is when you stand up to view your handiwork.
Yeah, and it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
no good.
I wanted to take a picture.
I always take a little piece of. I wanted to take a picture. I always take a little piece of toilet paper and put it over the automatic sensor, so it doesn't flush. Like I will determine when I will flush.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't have a strong.
As far as urinals, I'm totally cool. Flush whenever you want.
Yeah.
Well, you don't flush those anyway, do you?
No.
Go and walk away.
Yeah.
Like whoever was before me every single time at Panera this week. I mean, it's just full. I'm like, I'm not. I flush it. So if I walk up to a urinal and it's yellow with some other dude's urine, I don't want to mix my urine with his urine. So I'll flush it.
You don't. You're
before.
a pre-flusher,
I'm
but not a
pre-flush-
post-flusher.
Oh, I'm a post-flusher too.
You're a pre and post-flusher.
If it calls for it, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But if my urine is clear, no need to flush. Sometimes that happens when you just been drinking water
Yeah.
all day.
I've been there.
I think it's a good sign,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that good when your
Yeah.
urine is clear? It means you're ultra hydrated.
You want the next person to know that you're really well hydrated. That's why you don't flush.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't know. It just looks
Yeah.
like water in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Where do you fall on watered urinals versus just free flow?
Watered urinals.
Like some urinals just have holes in them, but some
Yeah.
have a little reservoir of water.
I like the reservoir water.
Oh, I do not.
I like the sound it makes.
No, I like the urinal cake.
Listen. I love
They
a urinal
tasty?
cake.
No, I mean I don't know. But
I like a urinal cake.
do you prefer
I
urinal
feel
cake
like
or
you don't
reservoir?
see as many urinal cakes as you used to.
I don't know. I see quite a few urinal cakes.
I don't know what's going on at IKEA, but the urinals at IKEA don't have anything going on, and it's just they make a big deal about how they're like saving water, but I'm like, but what's happening here? Like, like
You're
I don't.
just
There's
peeing
no,
on top of pee.
You're just peeing on top of pee. I don't know. I get the sense that it's made of some sort of Swedish,
Like bamboo. Yeah.
porcelain
Yeah.
type. That's like somehow I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but they're very proud of the fact that they're saving water over there at IKEA.
Their pipes are just hydrophobic and
They're hydro what?
hydrophobic means that
afraid of water.
basically, yeah, the water beads up and any liquid goes down them.
So they
a lot
put
quicker.
Rain-X on the urinals.
Basically,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
I
guessing.
love Rain-X. Don't you love Rain-X?
Rain-X is one of the greatest inventions of all time.
Yeah.
My
Rain-X.
first car, the windshield wipers did not work, and that's when I learned Rain-X.
My
Put a nice coat on there.
My girlfriend in
Never
high
turn on the
school,
wipers.
her dad was obsessed with Rain-X.
Michelle?
Yeah, he was obsessed. He loved it. He was like, he'd talk to me about it for hours. Being married is great for lots of reasons, but one of the reasons it's great is because I can learn about the times in my life that I was dumb, but I didn't know it.
Yeah.
She can point those things out to me
Frequently.
when I did something just incredibly stupid.
Yeah.
And I was just completely unaware.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the most excusable form of stupidity.
If you're unaware.
If you're unaware, what?
Yeah. Like,
come
I
on.
didn't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you do something stupid that you.
On
you know what?
purpose.
You know what? I knew that was kind of stupid when I did it. That's okay. I get that.
Yeah.
But this kind of unawareness.
Yeah.
So she can point out the fact that I'm borderline.
Yeah.
On the spectrum, as they say.
Yes.
I got a touch of the tist.
It just
That-
nicked you on the way by.
Yeah. For instance,
I like to picture your twin that you absorbed. He was fully autistic. And because you absorbed him, you just got part
I got
of it.
some of it.
Yeah.
It was a
Like, but not
drive-by.
like the cool part where you
No.
like can remember things or count how many toothpicks are on the
No,
ground
not
or
that,
something.
no.
I didn't get
It's
any
not
of that.
functional.
I just got the stupidity like this.
Autistic people are not stupid. Some are very, very smart.
Well, I suppose it depends on how you define stupid.
That is true.
I agree with Forrest. but that's just me. Stupid as a stupid does, you know?
Yeah.
So if you do stupid things, you're stupid.
And what
If you don't do
what stupid thing did you do?
So here's the thing that I did. Erica, she has a backpack that's got multiple pockets and things
Yeah.
in it. And she said, hey, can you get my, I don't know, whatever it was, pen, highlighter or something
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
from my backpack. And I said, yeah. What pocket is it in?
Yeah.
Because there's side pockets, there's
pockets
you know,
everywhere.
all over the
Yeah.
place. And she said, it's in the front pocket. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I go to the room and open the front pocket. There's no highlighter there.
No.
And I go back to her. I was like, there's no highlighter in the front pocket. And she goes, did you look in the front pocket? And I was like, yeah, I looked in the front pocket. You know, there was just feminine hygiene products in there. I couldn't find any, no highlighters, you know. She goes, no, that's the front pocket. I was like, what was that? And she's like, no, that's the, you didn't look in the front pocket. You looked in the front pocket. I was like, no, I don't think so. I think it's just the front pocket.
Yeah.
You don't have to, there's no front. So am I right or is she right?
What was the total number of pockets? Like
On her
3?
backpack?
Yeah, but is there like a back, a middle, and a front?
Yes. And in the front. So there's a zipper, a zipper that go all the way around.
There are 3 zippers.
But then there's at the front zipper, there's like a sideways kind of zipper at the very
that
front.
would be the front
which
front.
she calls the front.
Yeah.
But for me, if I say which pocket it is, she's front. I'm going to go all the way to the front
Yeah,
of
that's
the
true.
backpack, open it up.
Unless you knew there was a front.
Now, if we had had a previous conversation, which we very well probably did,
multiple times.
we probably had this conversation multiple times, but I don't think we did. And if she was like, if when I asked where it is, if she would have said the front pocket, and I said the front pocket, and she's like, well, not the front pocket, just the front pocket. Well, now we got something to talk about here.
Right.
Okay. But she looked at me when I said that I got it from that I was looking in the front pocket. She looked at me like I was the dumbest person on the face of the earth. Like,
Oh my gosh, Dan! I can't believe you don't know
she's
what
like,
the front pocket
obviously
is.
I meant the front pocket, not the front pocket. And I was like, I just
Obviously.
learned
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that I was dumb previously, and now I'm a little
So what
smarter.
would you call that?
I would call it the second to front pocket. That's what I would call
Second
it.
to front.
Yes.
Because you got the front, second to front.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think you have to extend. Front is the end of it. It's the front and the back. Those are the bookends of the bag.
Yeah.
Right? And then
You
everything
got a
else
middle.
is a numbered
Second to back.
second to back, second to front, third to back, third to whatever you want to call
Yeah.
that. That's
Right.
easy to follow.
But not front.
front. To me, that seemed a little
Would
bit
there be a
ridiculous.
back?
But I learned. I don't know if there's a back, to be honest
Well,
with
if
you.
there's
could
a
be a
front
back.
front, then there's bound to be a back.
Yeah.
Some, like my backpack has like a spot for a laptop. That's technically the
That would be a backpack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
I
you
would
could
call that the laptop.
That's
yeah,
what I
I
was
mean,
just gonna say.
I would call it the laptop spot, but people would say the backpack.
The backpack. The backpack on the backpack.
Yeah.
There's also side pockets.
Yeah, side
know,
pockets.
Sometimes could be a top pocket. Like my bag has a top
yeah.
pocket.
And sometimes there's
That-
pouches.
Sometimes there's pouches. Pouches are different.
And the
Mm-hmm.
top pocket is typically where you store your hot pockets for the road.
So if anybody's wondering, you might have been listening to the show for a while, and you may have thought to yourself, when are they going to run out of material?
Last week.
Can these guys just keep on talking about stuff forever, or
Yeah.
eventually they're going to run out of material?
No.
It was Mark. The answer is no. So anyway, I'm smarter than I was
Because
I
you know there's a front.
I know there's a front.
So someone made the comment, and I can't remember. I'd give credit if I could give credit, but I don't remember. I wrote it down. Someone said, has Dan ever made a peanut cheese sandwich on fresh sourdough?
Well, we talked about peanut cheese.
And you talked about your sourdough keeping
and
you
I
fat.
talked about my sourdough. I had a piece of sourdough before I came down here
Yeah.
right now. Well, I've not.
Well, the peanut cheese is not a
I
reality.
still haven't experimented with peanut cheese. I'd like to. You
Yeah.
know, I think it's a really untapped market.
Yeah. Spread it out.
Yeah.
Put it in the
Peter
freezer.
Pan,
Chop it up.
Jif.
Yeah.
You know, guys, get a hold of us.
Yeah.
What's the Mount Rushmore of peanut butter brands?
Oh, come on.
Skippy, Jif, Peter Pan.
It feels like we're missing one. You know, they have a Reese's now.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or you go great value.
Well, that was the other thing. Generic. You could just
Yeah.
say generic
Yeah.
because we get the Kirkland brand. I think sometimes. No. I don't think Kirkland has a peanut butter. I think they have like a. I think that because we get Jif there. Choosy moms choose Jif, and so we choose. we're a Jif family because we're choosy.
Yeah.
That's what we
It
say.
checks out.
So there it is. I guess that's pretty easy. What do we say? Skippy.
Jiffy.
No,
Is
it's
it
just Jif. Wait a minute.
Jif.
Is there a Jiffy peanut butter?
Not saying I just see Jif.
That's a place you get your card done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter Pan.
So Peter Pan, Jif, Skippy, Reese's or
I say
generic? I'd say generic.
Yeah.
Reese's is still the rogue.
They've got their own thing.
Reese's is like it's 1991 and they're Fox, and they're coming on the scene.
gonna
They're
catch
cool.
up. Oh, they're going to be
cool.
ahead of the game eventually.
Yeah, the black people like them more
Yeah, come on.
than the
Yeah.
white people, But well, there it is. So ABC, I would say, is Jif. CBS is Skippy.
What about Mount Rushmore of spreads? Like hazelnut spread, Nutella,
Yeah.
peanut butter is a spread,
Okay.
Apple butter.
apple
I
butter is a
don't
spread.
love apple butter.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
I don't know. Something about it
Apple
doesn't
butter's
sit
so
well
good.
with me.
More things are
I
wrong
think
with
it's
Dan.
the name. What is apple butter? I don't like the term apple
It's
butter.
basically applesauce.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is.
Oh, is there butter in it?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know what apple butter is made of.
it's pretty much just like an apple jam.
Yeah.
Apple
It's essentially-
jam.
Yeah, it's
that
essentially
doesn't
what it
sound
is.
good to me. I don't
It's
care
delicious.
for that. Okay, peanut butter.
I feel like there's a
Nutella.
cheese spread.
Yeah, there is a
Ooh,
cheese
yeah.
spread for sure.
Should we-
Cheese. We'll just say generic cheese
Yeah.
spread. And I was gonna say guacamole. You can spread.
Guacamole's a spread.
It is.
Yeah,
You can put it
it's
on
spread.
toast.
That's pretty good.
All right, we'll go with that. What else you got, Jason?
I got lots of things. So Teddy wants to know,
Okay.
would you rather be a Jedi or Captain America? Now, these are two different universes, two different sets of powers. Captain America is a bioengineered, like,
Am I a
superhuman.
Jedi in my own life, or do I have to live in the Star Wars world?
Let's say, like, you are who you are today in this world, either as a Jedi or as Captain America.
I am who I am today in this world. So, like, I'm living in this apartment.
Doing the podcast.
I would say Jedi personally.
Yeah, that's
Really?
pretty good.
I'd say Captain America.
I just like the thought of moving things with my brain.
Well,
That I'm sitting at the
Well,
couch, the
it'd be the
remote's over
Force.
there.
It's not your brain.
Use the Force to give me the remote. There's lots of things you can do with the
That's
Force.
the go-to. It's always everybody wants
Yeah.
the remote.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah. I can use my phone because I have an Apple TV. No big deal. Whatever. I live in a loft. I have an Apple TV, and I can use my phone as a remote,
Yeah.
which is actually pretty handy, but I don't love the experience.
No, I like a physical remote.
I like a physical
Yeah.
remote.
Do you know the Neuralink guy, the first guy that got the chip? He's playing chess on a computer. He's a paraplegic, like he can't move. He can play chess in his mind on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's terrifying.
It's happening.
This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, Skynet, Terminator, it's coming.
Elon is the one that's making it happen.
Yeah, from his perspective, I think he thinks he's doing good.
That's the most dangerous kind of person. The one that thinks they're doing good.
Yeah.
It's not the one that knows they're doing bad that's dangerous.
He's
it's the one
basically
that thinks they're doing
Tony
good.
Stark, and he created Ultron.
He
right?
is kind of Tony Stark.
He
isn't
is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just a little bit less good looking.
It's debatable.
He is my favorite African American, though.
My favorite African American is Eddie Murphy's character from Coming to America. I don't know his name.
I don't know.
King Prince.
Yeah.
Prince.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Hey, look, we got Kunta Kinte over here. Hey, bring him over here. I like Kunta Kinte too. Maybe I'll go with him. That's LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Prince Akeem.
Prince Akeem.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
That's mine. McDougal's.
So before the show, you said you had a whole bunch of things.
Oh man.
Wait, real quick.
Okay. All right.
Let's do the Comet T.
Okay, if you
Entertainment.
didn't know, there's a new comedy. There's a comedy network called
Yeah.
Comet T. Entertainment.
Spell that.
Comet, COMET,
Uh huh.
Tea.
Yeah.
So it's like tea which you drink.
Yeah.
And it's Comet before it.
So Comet Tea.
Comet Tea, which kind of sounds like comedy.
Yeah.
So it's Comet Tea Entertainment.
Yeah. And it's a conglomerate.
It's a multi
International
entertainment conglomerate. Definitely.
We've been fortunate to be accepted
We're so
into
fortunate.
Comet Tea Entertainment.
And so we're a part of the Comet Tea Entertainment Network.
Along with Critters for Dinner,
Uh-huh.
hosted by Patton, General Patton.
Uh-huh.
So you can find that on all platforms, but Comet Tea Entertainment is also part of Critters. And before the show, Preston just informed us that he is considering joining Comet Tea Entertainment.
I definitely am. It's going to be a gaming podcast that has like some modern like news stuff going on in that kind of area. What's going on?
Yeah. Is it going to be funny?
We'll have some funny stuff. I mean,
Listen, Preston is one of the hosts. Is it going to be funny?
It's going to be Ewan.
No.
And Ewan?
yeah.
Ewan has
Ewan
a
and Meehan.
fantastic voice.
He does.
Yes.
He's going to carry that podcast.
I mean, his
More definitely, yes.
he's got, it's like a top 10 voice. It's
Okay.
a wonderful voice. Yeah.
So
I was at the coffee shop. This is a true story. I was at
Okay.
the coffee shop the other day, and Ewan is talking to his friend. He's one table over from me, and I'm sitting here. I think I was talking to Erica. And so there's just one table over, and there's an old lady walked by, and when she walked up to Ewan, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I just have to tell you." Have I told this story?
No.
She goes, "I just have to tell you, Ewan's got this great deep voice."
Yeah.
She goes, "Your voice, have you thought about getting in radio or anything
Yeah.
like that? Because your voice is fantastic."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, well, and he's talking, being very humble and stuff." And she's like, "Well, your voice is really fantastic." And then she walks by us and you make that kind of polite eye contact.
Yeah.
And when she made eye contact with me, I said, "Hello, how are you doing today?" Just fishing for a compliment. And she laughed and kept on walking. So I was like, "Come on, that was pretty good. That was pretty
You
good."
got a face for radio.
She was not interested. So it's Ewan and yourself.
Yep.
And I was going to say Ewan, but
Yeah.
it sounds better to say Ewan and yourself.
Yeah.
Talking about video games and whatnot, and whatever.
This kind of nerdy
Things
geeky
are.
stuff,
Yeah.
He's
So
Yeah.
look for it on all platforms.
Preston's also going to talk a lot about Brokeback Mountain.
That's for the Patreon subscribers.
That's for the
okay?
Patreon. I also
After dark.
I too, since we're making announcements, I
Yeah.
too am going to be starting a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's going to be all about window washing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be basically ASMR of squeegees going across the windows.
What's ASMR?
What does it
How
stand
do you
for?
just yeah?
I know what ASMR is.
Is it automatopoeias?
It's like when you're watching somebody like, I don't know, like make
Pop
tea,
bubble wrap.
let's say, or pop bubble wrap, and you can hear like the microphone's like super, and like everything that like touches, it's like very,
I
you know.
gotcha.
What's ASMR stand for?
Autonomous Sensory Mederian Response.
Yeah, there it is.
ASMR sounds better.
ASMR. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Just saying.
It could be the most popular thing on Comet Tea Network, and that's true.
You know,
That
so
is
It
true.
could be.
Yeah.
It
just
could.
go, oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, just little comments. Ooh, that's good.
Might have to redo that one.
That's going. That's a clean window.
Nice windows.
I was thinking about the other day. First of all, what is the American bird?
Eagle.
Eagle.
Oh, I love bald eagles
Bald
so
eagle.
much.
Used to be turkey.
I was talking to a guy the other day. He's a naturalist. And he said that in 1990, there were only 4 known mating pairs of bald eagles in
don't believe
Ohio.
it. Okay.
In Ohio.
Okay, maybe.
There were only 4 known mating pairs. And he said now there's over 4 known in Marion County alone.
Yeah.
So it's like bald eagles are doing well.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a bald eagle.
Yeah.
Nobody's shooting you.
On purpose.
Most people. Well, yeah. If you, I mean, if you were like be honest, Jason.
Yeah.
If you were like an eccentric billionaire type person and you
Yeah.
had like a lot of mounts and stuff and, and you could shoot a bald eagle and no one would know about it and you could get it mounted, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you would. So
I'd also mount its egg right beside of it.
oh yeah, the
Yeah.
bald eagle egg.
I'd
Give me
pickle
the
it.
Eagle powers. Ooh, I'll bet a pickled bald eagle egg is phenomenal. I'll bet it's so good.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. I'll bet you do. So, But did you know what the American bird almost was?
Turkey.
It was it was in between the turkey or the bald eagle. And I was talking to Abby about this the other day, and she goes, "So if it had become the turkey, does that mean we wouldn't be allowed to eat turkey?"
No.
Do you think? What do you think about
Yeah.
That could be, yeah.
We'd be eating bald eagles for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving would be just you gather around the oven roasted bald eagle.
I like to deep fry my eagles.
You think that's what it would be? I feel like an
Yeah.
eagle doesn't have as much meat on it, you know? Mm-hmm.
I don't know. They're pretty big, man.
They're massive.
I saw a video where this one kind of like came up to a guy and its head was up by like at his waist.
Well, they
They're
pick up like small creatures, dogs, cats, to pick up and fly in the air. That's a big animal.
I saw
Yeah.
one time fly away with a full deer leg.
Yeah.
No joke.
I just still feel like we would. I feel like we'd still have. Turkey is so prevalent. Like I have a hard time believing that we would just not eat turkey and we would just let these turkeys.
Well, like in
roam
India,
free.
like they love the cow.
Yeah,
right?
well,
And
they
don't
worship
eat
the
cows.
cow. We don't worship bald eagles.
Well,
Some of us don't. I like bald eagles.
you
a lot.
like them.
Every time I see one, I out loud say, "I just love bald eagles."
Yeah.
Ask Levi.
Okay.
He rides with me a lot, and every time we see one,
Yeah, I just love bald eagles.
I just love bald eagles.
It's a very majestic bird.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
scavenger.
Well, there's really not too much there. I was just curious what you thought if
So
we would
before the
still
show when you
eat
said
them.
I got a lot of really great
Listen,
stuff.
that's just
It's
one.
on the top of the list.
How about this? You ready for this?
Yeah.
I was an expert. I was like a black belt in a. There's things that don't exist anymore that no longer will probably, unless there's some sort of apocalypse, which I guess there probably definitely is going to be at some point, right?
Yeah.
At some point,
At some point there will be.
the movies have foretold that
Yeah.
it will happen.
Long ago. Yeah.
Because that's what happens. If there's a movie about it, that means it's gonna happen.
There will be
'Cause
an
they gotta tell you
apocalypse.
before they tell you.
And a dystopian future. I'm
Well,
looking forward
that's
to it.
obviously. So in this dystopian future, things that have gone away may come back.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like I was as good as anybody at arranging the antenna to get
Yeah.
the perfect reception.
You're talking rabbit ears.
rabbit ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had I have no idea what the click did. There
The
was a
click
circle,
thing.
it had
Yeah.
a click, there was a circle in the middle, and it had two
Yeah.
things that could go out,
Yeah, yeah.
different ways.
Telescopic.
If you get really crazy, you could get some aluminum foil and start
Oh,
doing
yeah.
some stuff with that. And I feel like I could move it in just a way, click, click, move it in just a way where I feel like I was top 10%.
Yeah.
Definitely of
Well, where we
antenna
lived, you had
arrangers.
to.
We had to,
Yeah.
and that was our job. Dad would tell us, hey, go fix the thing, and you'd have to
Yeah.
get it
Some
just
people
right.
were the remote. We weren't the remote because we didn't have that many channels.
No, it was just we had
Get that one channel and get the rabbit ears and tune it in.
It was the three.
I like the click thing.
The click was awesome.
Yeah. I think there was like 12 clicks.
I don't know what was happening there with the clicks, but some worked better than
I
others.
think there was a ferrite coil.
A what?
A ferrite coil.
Oh, okay.
Every time he clicked it, that ferrite coil adjusted.
Okay. I don't know what those words are, but I know, I feel like my heart was in
Yeah.
the clicker. Like I
It's
knew
more of an-
something on like a gut deep level.
It's more of an art than a science.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the science of it, I'm sure people could explain it away,
Sure.
but there's an art to it. You got to feel the frequencies.
Sure. So we could go straight into the Netflix suggestion of the week because I actually have two.
Do it.
And so I don't want to step on it. Like I want to give ourselves room to breathe because I have two things to talk about.
Okay.
So. And Preston has something too, apparently.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix,
Jason.
maybe Hulu Plus.
What is
Or maybe
your
Amazon Prime or
Netflix
something like that, like
suggestion
we don't wanna put a
of the
box around what you want,
week,
so
this week
you never know.
on our show?
Apple TV.
Uh-huh.
There's a show. It's a cartoon.
Uh-huh.
Why do you do that noise?
No reason.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I just started it last night. We're 2 or 3 episodes in.
Okay.
Strange Planet.
Oh, yeah. I've suggested this before, and I
What?
said you and Chubby
No,
would like it.
I don't think so.
Definitely.
Okay,
It's
we started last night.
made by Nathan Pyle.
Yeah.
I know his brother.
And why is he not on the show? His brother's not
Bridges
as funny?
were burned. No, his brother's name is Gabe. Gabe is really funny.
Yeah.
He's a published author.
Oh,
He's very
okay.
artistic like his brother,
Does he
very
live
creative.
close?
He lives in Columbus.
Dude, we should have him on.
I am afraid to have Gabe on, although I like Gabe a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid that Gabe will think that we are treating him as a bridge to his brother,
Which we're not.
be honest. Be honest.
Yeah.
You kind of would be, though.
I don't know.
Would you
Gabe
bring up
or
his
Nathan.
brother? You'd bring him up because he's a very
Well, I would like
successful person.
Passive aggressively do it.
You would passive aggressive. You're good at that. So anyway, it's called Strange Planet. Explain the premise of the show.
They're these creatures.
I mean, if you listen to Lauer, you've already heard the premise because I
there
gave
are
this a suggestion
beings.
once.
They're not humans. They're beings, almost alien-like.
Outer space.
Yeah, but they live in a world very similar to ours.
Yes.
They're very literal.
Yes.
In everything that they say. Mm-hmm. And so
These were very famous internet comics before that was a cartoon. Did you know
yes.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's it.
It's good though.
It is very
It's
good,
very
yeah.
funny.
Very funny.
I could not watch too many at a time because you really have to pay attention.
Every word means something.
Yes. It's so well written.
The one that we just watched last, he was trying to get a pet to come live with him in his house, and he wanted to bring in the grayscale finger bandit, which is a raccoon.
I think the guy who produces that show, you can look it up, but I think it's Nathan Pyle, and I think it's Dan something or other. Harmon. I think it's Dan Harmon, and I think Dan Harmon did Community. I think Community is his thing.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure about that.
I recognized the name when it popped up, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know they're making a Community movie?
No.
Yep, they're
Okay.
in. It's happening. They just have to work around Donald Glover's schedule, the only actor who's become popular since the show.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Kim Jong is kind of popular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Chevy still with us?
Yeah, I doubt they'll have him on. Chevy, talk about burning bridges. Chevy burns every bridge he ever walked across.
He's funny.
He's funny, but apparently he's mean. Dan Harmon, what did he do? I think Dan Harmon, I think he's Community. I
Yeah.
think is what he is.
He's an
Were you a
AP.
Community guy?
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, the first season, I watched it.
Donald Glover is so funny in Community.
Yeah, he's funny.
All right,
Yeah, he was Community.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I got two suggestions. One is kind of a normal thing. I think it's on Amazon Prime. But before I do that, I want to talk about the fact that I saw Dune 2.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Preston, you talked about it last week. You gave Dune 1 like a 4 or 5. I gave Dune 1 a 9.5, maybe. Like I just thought it was maybe a 10. I just thought it was perfect for what it was. It was just there's nothing almost that I can even imagine that you would have changed. It was just so
Soundtrack?
spectacular. Hans Zimmer crushes it in the soundtrack. The Dune 2 soundtrack, even better. Like
Okay.
it is definitely better. It's so good. Dune 2 is phenomenal. I mean, it is masterful and very pro-life, which I don't know if he meant to, but it is pretty pro-life. And I found it to be, if you want to talk about it kind of politically, so in the book, the bad guy, Baron Harkonnen, okay?
Don't like that guy.
He's the guy that's like really fat and he like kind of like he's got these like kind of things that like float him around and he gets into that black pool of stuff. Yeah. So that's pretty good. It was pretty good.
It's not as good as your JBL impression.
Yeah.
That's a great sound.
That's a great sound. In the book, Baron Harkonnen is gay for particularly young boys. And he's evil. He's wicked. He's nasty. He's a
Well, most
horrible.
pedophiles are.
He's a horrible
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But they did not talk about that in the. They didn't bring that up in the movie.
Well, that's probably for the better.
Yeah. Well, because they don't want to. I think because
Glorify-
they don't want to make they don't want to make it look perverted.
Yeah.
Because he is perverted.
Yes.
Anyway, there's a new character who's his nephew, Fade Routha, played by Austin. what's his name? Austin something or other. He's the guy that plays Elvis. He's kind of getting big right now. He's young guy, kind of good looking guy, and he plays this really evil character. And the thing about Dune 2 is the bad guys are really bad, okay, and the good guys are really good.
Austin Butler.
Yeah, he's kind of making his way on the scene. But I loved Dune 2. I thought it was fantastic. It ended the book. So Dune 1 and 2 make up the first book of Dune. And then they, I think, are in talks to do the next movie about the second book. I listened to an interview with Hans Zimmer, who did the soundtrack, and he said that when the first movie was over, he couldn't stop writing Dune music, even though they hadn't been picked up yet. Yeah. And so he was all ready to go. Like when they came to him, he's like, I already got it. It's done, man. I'm ready to go. So
he's like, I got 10 more movies.
Yeah,
they're all there.
It's excellent. It's very good. I mean, it's probably not everyone's cup of tea. Comet Tea Network, check it out. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Probably it's science fiction if you don't like that sort of thing. Like
I love science fiction.
Levi was like trying to get Grace to watch it, so we watched Dune 1, and he was like, you got to watch it so that way when we go see Dune 2, you'll like know what's going on. And halfway through, she's like, this is not my thing. He's like, I get it. I know, I get it. So I know it's not everybody's thing, and that's fine. But if you like that sort of thing, I think it's the best space
opera.
I don't know if it's a space opera. Maybe a space rock opera. No, I don't know. I think it's the greatest, maybe purely science fiction space movies of all time. I really think it is.
You're talking Dune 2.
Dune
or
1
the
and 2
series.
really make up one thing.
Okay,
in my
that's
mind.
what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think Dune 1 and 2 are at the very peak of movie making. It's my opinion. The acting's perfect. The dialogue is not cheesy at all. It's good. They honored the books. The CGI effects are so good you forget that they're CGI. It's just really, really good. But my other suggestion is called The Thief Collector. It's about a husband and wife who, it's on Amazon Prime. It's a documentary about a husband and wife who stole a famous piece of art and just kept it in their house because they just for kicks and they liked it. And apparently they were stealing a lot of stuff and maybe they killed somebody. We don't know. But it's good, but it also, when it's over, you're like, is that it?
Yeah.
It doesn't give us all the conclusions. It's a documentary. It's called The Thief Collector. It's pretty good, but when it's over, you feel like you were kind of setting me up to get some answers here, and I still don't know a lot of stuff. They're dead, so we can't ask them.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty good. It's called The Thief Collector. You'll like it. It's not King of Kong. It's not, but it's good. It's good. Okay. Jesse.
I've been watching Suits lately on Netflix.
Meghan Markle.
Dude, that's where I was going with it. I know she's completely insufferable now as a human being.
Sure.
But man, she is good in
that's
that. Not. She's good in Suits.
It's not that kind of podcast, Jesse.
Her character's really good.
Is she
really
a good actress?
I
don't know.
I think so.
All right, Suits on Netflix.
He watched it on mute.
Okay.
Just as good.
Is Savannah watching this with you?
Yep. And every time I let her know how good Meghan Markle is in the show.
Does she like the fellas in the movie? Or the
TV
show?
She's a good wife. She does never mention stuff like that. I'll try to trick her sometimes and be like, hey, he's a pretty good looking guy. And she's like, meh. And I'm like, that's right.
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that looks are not important to Savannah.
Clearly.
I mean, anybody, that's pretty obvious. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's just not something she cares about.
She gave up on that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 14 years ago.
Single tier. Preston?
So mine, I haven't watched yet, but I plan on watching it tonight. Quiet on Set.
What is this?
It's a documentary about the Nickelodeon whole
Oh, yeah.
toxic environment in the 90s and early 2000s.
There was a toxic environment?
What? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's apparently lots of sexual abuse.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie Lynn Spears was part of that. Britney Spears' sister.
Dan Schneider.
I mean, it was pretty bad.
Sounds like a real downer.
Unfortunately, yeah, but it's like growing up watching those shows, you always kind of like heard about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now it's like they're actually shedding light on it.
Like they used to shed slime on people.
Yeah.
Savannah
was
got
it double?
slimed.
Double. Is that Double Dare? on Nickelodeon.
Where they slime people?
Yeah.
Was that the name of the show?
Yeah.
I love
Slime time.
that. Yeah.
That's when it would happen. It would be like slime time or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, we didn't have Nickelodeon growing up.
No,
but
we
I
didn't.
remember being at kids' house, like friends' houses, and like the slime and all the stuff. I'm like, oh, this is so great.
Yeah, we did not have cable. We watched The Price is Right and
Heart to Heart.
Heart to Heart. I am more familiar with Heart to Heart than I need to be. You know,
Well, listen,
It was
there
okay.
Wasn't a lot of choices.
I don't think it holds up. What was the show? What was the show about the detective? Oh shoot. I am not going to remember the name of that show, and it's going to bother me. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. We would watch the McLaughlin Group every night on PBS.
Love the McLaughlin Group.
Yeah. So, all right, there it is. The Netflix suggestions of the week.
I thought about you guys the other day. I was mindlessly scrolling TikTok,
As you do.
as I do, and there's this video of this guy that put his head in an empty bag of charcoal.
Oh, I
And
saw that.
shook it around, and he came out. His entire face was just
Black.
so black.
Yeah.
I saw that, and I was like, Dan and Jason.
I feel like people don't believe that happened.
No, it happened.
And it did.
Yeah.
Because we say a lot of things that aren't as true as other things on the show.
Sometimes.
But that 100% happened. And I think about it a lot.
the good old days.
Yeah. You know, things were different back then.
Things were different back then.
Like Teddy was sitting in the car the other day, and his legs were crossed. I'm like, why are you sitting Indian style? And he just looks at me. I'm like, you don't call it that anymore, do you?
Crisscross applesauce.
No, they call it something else. Pretzel. They're sitting in
What?
the pretzel. Yeah.
I like that better than crisscross applesauce, actually.
Yeah. But I mean,
Indian styles.
Indian style's
Yeah.
the way to go. Yeah. But
Yeah.
that's when, like,
I feel like the thing about sitting like that Indian style is it's not like that's a good way to sit. You know what I mean? That's not a slam against the Native Americans. It's like, yeah, that's cool, man. Like, you know, like you're sitting like an Indian, man. That's sweet. It's not. It's
but
not.
do we
like,
know that's how Indians sat?
Oh, definitely.
They didn't have chairs.
No, when they smoke in the peace pipe. That's how they sit.
What I love about this whole woke society, like I saw an article, and I'm not going to get all the details right, but like there's a group that's suing the Washington Commanders because after they changed their name from the Redskins to the Commanders, there was another group called the Commanders that was like, oh, that's our rights. It's like, it's just gonna.
It's a never-ending
it's gonna
cycle.
eat itself.
Yeah.
They should have just stuck with the Washington football team. That's what they should.
That would have been better.
And then we just go to every team is just the city X team.
Yeah.
So the Cleveland
like the
football
generic
team.
sports games from like forever ago, like before they were licensed.
Yeah, right.
It's like
yeah.
Cleveland football.
Yeah, that was double dribble.
Yeah. New York.
It was
Chicago.
New York, Chicago, Boston, L.A. Those are
Yeah.
the teams
Yeah.
that you could choose
Double
from.
dribble was an
Double
underrated
dribble.
game.
The Bulls could
Double
steal.
I think New York could shoot the three, right?
Boston could shoot the three.
Chicago was fast.
Yeah. Chicago was fast. Maybe L.A. Maybe they passed quick or something. Like the ball went faster.
Yeah.
Each had their own kind of superpower.
Yeah.
But that game was great.
I love it.
I would
Listen,
play double
up in
dribble
the
right
corner
now.
on a three.
Yeah, corner three.
Come on, every
all
time.
day with that
Swish.
corner three.
Yeah.
It gave us a very loud sound effect for every single dribble.
Yeah.
That's what double dribble. Double dribble. That's how it sounded. Double dribble was a great game. You're missing out. What was the first basketball game that you can remember playing on a video system? It's probably ridiculous.
Probably NBA Jam, right?
So on an actual system, it would have been 2K.
Okay.
Like 2K
Yeah.
2002.
Which is
That's
2000.
crazy.
Yeah, that's-
But
That's
I
nuts.
do remember I used to camp at a campground that had a little arcade, and they had some of the old arcade games. And it was like one of your shirts, one of your T-shirts.
Yeah.
NBA
has
Jam.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, okay. That's
NBA
what it does.
Jam was fantastic.
NBA Jam is great.
NBA Jam
He's heating up.
is awesome. Actually,
He's on fire.
Are you wearing? Oh my
Wearing it now.
gosh!
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm wearing that shirt right now.
Dude, that game was fantastic.
Yeah, it was really great.
I mean, not as good as Atari
There was a
basketball,
code where you could
but-
be Bill Clinton.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Really?
Yeah, you
Yes.
could enter a code. You could be. And he
There was all
amazing.
sorts of...
There were other people too,
yeah.
But Bill Clinton was the one that I always remember. Yeah.
I
You could
forgot
be
about
Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, really? That's cool. I liked NBA Jam a lot, but the first basketball game I can remember was Double Dribble. And then we played we were the only people that I knew that played Tecmo basketball. Like, people didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
I once led
David
the
Robinson.
I once led the league in blocks. I was averaging 15 blocks a day with Muggsy Bogues. So that's how that game went.
I had like 300 steals a game with David
Yeah, because
Robinson.
it was like you could hack the system.
Yeah.
You could basically steal every inbound pass and then
Yeah.
dunk, steal, and dunk, steal, and dunk.
Yeah.
And that was, once you learned how to do that, then you would just do that the whole game. For game after game. And you'd be like, this is amazing.
For a whole 82
David Robinson
games.
has 75 steals and 300 points every single game. And you would just never get tired of it.
No.
Because you would play the whole season.
I think about that now. Like, if I saw Teddy doing that, I'm like, Teddy, what are you doing?
This is
Just
so
play the
stupid.
game. This is stupid.
This is so stupid. Yeah.
Occasionally, I'll sit down. He's like, he'll pick up the remote. I'm like, no, give me that. He's like, what? I'm like, I don't want to watch anything stupid.
Yeah.
He's like, what you watch is stupid. I said, no, it's
And
not.
you're like, you're stupid.
Yeah.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
No, you're
Just
stupid.
like your father. Oh.
But then he said, so the stuff that you watched when you were my age, did your dad think it was stupid? I said, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But he didn't change the channel. He just went to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we pretty much just watched whatever Dad wanted to watch. Didn't we?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose when he wasn't around, then we would watch
We
stuff.
watched what we wanted.
Teenage Mutant
But when
Ninja
he
Turtles.
was home,
Mhm.
it was his thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we really, as a society, missed out by not having Gene Wilder play the Joker ever.
Oh.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I think that was a real miss. I just don't think there was a Batman when he was like in his heyday.
Well, Adam West.
Well, that Adam West thing was different. And I think that was before him, before he was really popular. I don't know. We'd have
pretty
to
close.
look up. Look up. I want to know two things. I want to know when the Batman Adam West series aired on television, and I also want to know what's the youngest Gene Wilder you can think of? It's probably the Western.
Yeah.
What's that?
I can't remember.
What's the Gene Wilder Western that's so offensive?
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
So I want to know when Blazing Saddles came out, and I want to know when that one came out too, because
1966 for Batman.
okay, well, Blazing Saddles. I'm going to put Blazing Saddles at 1972. Is when I'm going to put Blazing Saddles.
I don't know. It's on Netflix. I started watching it.
1974.
Oh, I was close. So it
yeah.
doesn't quite. Yeah, in the 70s is
When
when
did
he
Willy
would have done
Wonka
it.
come out?
Oh yeah, when the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. When did that come out?
The real one.
He would have crushed the Joker.
71.
71,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. He would have killed it. Like he
Yeah.
would have been the best Joker.
Yeah, I think so.
I love Gene Wilder.
Well, Heath Ledger did fantastic.
Well, he did great.
Yeah.
A little too great.
Well, did you see the new Joker with Joaquin Phoenix?
No.
It's really good.
It's really
Everybody
good.
says it's good. It looks
It's
so
really
dark,
dark.
to
It's
me
dark.
It's very
that
dark.
I'm just not.
But
I'm just
Gotham is
out.
dark. That whole Batman
Yeah,
Batman
and
is
I
dark.
don't
It's
like
not Adam
watch-
West.
No, it's not. I like Adam West.
Bang, pow,
Someone should
smack.
redo that. Somebody should come out with a Batman that's like the old Adam West.
Yeah.
I think they kind of tried that with the George Clooney one, and they're like, nobody wants this.
George Clooney back-to-back weeks.
Come on, we're George Clooney heavy around here. I've always said that.
Mount Rushmore of things not to get wet.
Well, I mean, this does bring up the question: is that Levi says you cannot feel wetness?
Oh, yeah. Where we could talk about
He
that.
says that you only can sense the temperature change, but there are specific, and they have located them. Some animals have a specific receptor in their skin that can detect wetness, but that a human being, and like the proof is, like when you pee your pants, you just feel the warmth before you feel the wetness. Like that's what you feel like. It's like warm.
But you say before the wetness, meaning you would never feel
Well,
it.
then you're aware of it because you know, oh, that's what it is. But like what he's saying is that the human body skin, human skin does not have, I Googled it, some people seem to agree, the ability to feel wetness. But I don't, it depends on what you mean by feel, because I feel like I could sense the fact that
Yes,
something's different. But he says you cannot feel wetness.
I think you can feel wetness.
You think so?
Yeah. So I guess...
It's the temperature change, though. That's what you sense.
Well, I think it's viscosity.
You think it's a viscosity question?
I do, because like putting your hand in peanut butter, like you would feel
I've done
that.
Mm-hmm.
We've all done it, right? If you put your hand in peanut butter, you
Today.
would feel it. Now just picture watering down that peanut butter a little bit at a time.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
Just,
you got
let me
it?
Just picture that. So just pour the water in. a little bit at a time.
Yeah, eventually get like a slurp, like a peanut butter slurp.
It's starting to get kind of weird slushy. Put a little bit more in. Some kind of jumped out at me. Okay. Yeah, I guess you're right. No, that checks out.
Yeah.
Now, if it's chunky peanut butter, for sure. I love chunky peanut butter.
It's the best. Mount Rushmore of things not to get wet.
Cotton
Holy
candy.
cow. Huh?
Cotton candy.
Cotton candy, yeah, it's gone. Did you see the raccoon try to wash
I was
cotton
just
candy?
thinking about that.
That's a fantastic
Yeah.
video.
Is that what we're doing now? We're just talking about videos that we saw?
You're the one that does this all the
That's true, I
time.
do that. But I like redo bits. I don't be like, did you see the raccoon that was did you see the monkey that smelled his finger?
That's a good one too.
I like the monkeys that throw the poop.
Yeah.
We all like the monkeys that throw the poop.
The
Going-
videos, not in real. I don't
here's
care.
here's the thing. Okay, I don't know, Jesse, if you had the birds and the bees conversation with your kids. Preston,
I don't even know it.
Okay, I'm sure you don't.
I don't. I was never told the birds and bees.
Nor was I.
Okay, so conversation is imminent. You know, someday you gotta talk about this sort of thing. I found the best thing to do is just take him to the chimpanzee exhibit at the zoo and just sit him down there for a while, and then they watch. They're like 5, 6 years old, and then you see what's happening there, son.
See,
Yeah.
When a monkey loves
Okay,
another monkey.
just so you know, pack that away.
Maddox knows.
Yeah.
He saw 2 turtles doing it at the zoo last week.
Oh, Levi got a picture of that once.
And
He was like the perfect age to see 2 turtles. He was like 16 years old, and he immediately took a picture, sent it to his friends.
Logistically, I'm not sure how that works.
Well, they figure it out. Life finds a way, as Jeff Goldblum once said. All right, that's it. That's a show.
I want to do a special.
Stella,
Are we recording?
we're recording. Okay,
are
good.
you sure?
All right.
Special shout out really quick.
Okay.
The Critters for Dinner. So it's a show I'm doing with Patton. It would be awesome if people checked it out. If you don't like it, it's not for you. That's fine. But just check it out and watch or listen to it.
All right. This is Dan signing off for Jason, reminding you to always keep your stick on the ice and never wear the blue sweats.
Sit. Good talk.
I have spoken.
Good night, Lauer Patch Kids. And especially you, rowdy introvert. My man.
He's rowdy
And
and he's an introvert.
which sounds like an oxymoron, but
I think it's a dichotomy. I think it's irony, maybe.
those are words.
Either way, that's what